Yes, it's the Morning Digest. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And I think the menu that Mr. Charles gave me spiritually was sufficient to carry me for the rest of the show. Anyway, it's good to be here again. And on the Morning Digest, it's where we bring you news analysis and up-to-date information on the stories making the rounds in the papers. And Thursdays and Fridays, I'm not alone. I have the privilege and pleasure of having erudite scholar and master linguist with me in the studio. He is a notable, verified, and very reliable broadcaster, analyst, and journalist. And of course, he has been recognized nationally for that, shall I say, feat in broadcasting. I'm talking about none other than Mr. Kunnu.
Yeah.
And today you look like you want to go receive a check from the CBN.
Well, the check will come without a doubt. Let me say good morning to everybody.
No, don't say the check will come. You look like you want to go receive a check.
I'll get a check.
So is there a check in place? Because I could follow you as your partner. I'm just going to be there. I wouldn't say a word.
Two is a crowd.
No.
Two is a crowd.
When checks are involved.
On money matters, two is a crowd, sir.
Mr. Kunnu, I've turned to crowd now.
No, I didn't call your name. We're talking, this is general conversation. Two is a crowd, I do.
Wow.
And I try as much as possible
to avoid crowds.
I try as much as possible to keep the crowds away.
I love it.
I do. It promises to be a very revealing time.
Absolutely.
On the program. What we'll do quickly first, as we just look at the papers and what is there very quickly, and afterwards we switch gears. We have a guest with us in the house this morning, and that's his Superintendent of Police, Benjamin Hundeyin, who is the Lagos spokesman for the police force. So we will be dwelling on a number of issues when we bring him on board.
Yeah.
He's most definitely here with us, and we will have a great time. And some things we don't know. You know, lawyers will tell us that we are not learned people.
Yeah.
So we are bloody civilians where the police force is. So we as bloody civilians will be asking those who are bloodless security operatives to talk to us about that.
Absolutely.
So that is going to come later, Adu. You want to tell our friends how to get to us?
So,
and Adu, please, you cannot afford to be careless with your words today. You must show respect. Civility is very key.
Okay, that's in terms of those who are calling.
Oh, most definitely. I will not tolerate, if you've got any anger, you have to actually get it out of you. The police remains our friend. You speak it to life. So, Adi, you want to tell them how to get with us?
Absolutely.
Yes,
and just to bear in mind again, if your comments become uncivil, we are going to
we'll take them out. We can't accept that.
Numbers to call will be given shortly, but for WhatsApp and Twitter, you can use this to join us for now. 0809-234-5913 is the WhatsApp number for the station. 0809-234-5913. WhatsApp us on that number. Meanwhile, Twitter is at Lagos Talks 913. Lagos Talks 913. To join the conversation, we'd love to hear from you wherever you are listening to us around the world.
Well, they say we live in interesting times.
Absolutely.
And one of the things I've not been able to wrap my head around is simply because when the Kuje prison was attacked, one of the shockers for me is that 24 hours before the attack happened, you have a redeployment of security personnel from there. And, you know, within the media space, we've not had that kind of vehement conversations and vituperations as expected against such questionable redeployment of people.
Underscored again by the president's questions on Twitter.
No, the president doesn't have to ask questions. I believe that anything that happens at the presidency, there is always what I'll describe as executive brief that is expected to get every 24 hours. And that is the reason I'm saying here that when you have a redeployment of people, I say here without any question, and I dare people to doubt what I've said here, that some persons within the operatives are complicit. The highest of people in this country are complicit in the Kuje attacks. And when you see such leaders come to where the attacks happen and they start asking you questions, it becomes very ridiculous. And that is why I think that everybody should get serious with what they are doing. I don't expect that when such attack happens and you have a redeployment, it's already public knowledge that there was redeployment. What you do is, who redeployed them? Why did they redeploy them? because you cannot just redeploy people.
Was it routine redeployment or was it
I don't
sabotage?
quite understand, because part of the excuses we've heard so far was that the people who just got deployed to the Kuje prisons
were not familiar with the terrain.
But at the same time, I've asked a question that I'm yet to get answers. You said the prison was besieged by motorcycle riders. I still maintain you cannot shoot anyone, and even if the motorcycle riders have African magic to protect themselves, are you saying that the Okadas that they rode to the prison were all invincible Okadas? Both invincible and of course invisible, because those are two things actually. So
were there no snipers at vantage points?
In fact, there's a tower, and I'm beginning to wonder if the person who did the night duty or so at that particular place also disappeared. So it's a huge question for us to ask, and I think it is important we put these questions out to people. Let's quickly look at the papers, because we have to bring in our friend here who's with us. The SPF police is here. NAFDAC joins Research Institute strike. Food safety threatened. We hear that Nigerians have raised the alarm over safety of food and drugs as NAFDAC fully joined other research institutes and associated institutions in their 8-month-old strike action. This implies that the agency would practically be unable to carry out its mandate of controlling certain containing safety and wholesomeness of food imported through the seaports, airports, and land borders. Experts will here say this poses danger to public health and safety, as unscrupulous importers might exploit the lacuna to wreak havoc on public health through importation and unwholesome food items and drugs. Let me quickly go to the Nation newspaper, but of course on the front page of The Guardian, we also have some stories. Okukpe withdraws as Obi's vice president pick. Court disqualifies Delta PDP candidate Oborevori. Concerning the Delta State issue, Adu, after the announcement of those candidates that emerged, I can tell you for free also that I also have read the Ibori side of the story, where they said Governor Ifeanyi Okowa didn't actually do what had been agreed to, that he did everything in his power, that the person who eventually emerged wasn't the person who was supposed to emerge. But you see, when things are to bounce back, there's what we call ricochet, or when you talk about something called boomerang, when it is to return, it returns full force. And I guess that is what has happened here. I'm trying to see how I can actually... Okay, now also, in Delta State, I just want to take some part of that story. The People's Democratic Party in Delta State has been thrown into confusion. I don't know why they are saying it. The people have been thrown into confusion here. Following a court judgment that declared its governorship candidate, Sheriff Oborevori, unqualified to run for office in 2023. The Federal High Court in Abuja yesterday sacked him over discrepancies in his certificate, ruling that he lacked legal competence to participate in the election. The verdict followed a suit brought by an aggrieved member of the party, Mr. Olorogun Edevie, who actually, according to what I learned, was supposed to actually be there. The plaintiff had, among other issues, contended that the party did not validly nominate the defendant. He told the court that PDP violated both its constitution and electoral guidelines during the state congress that produced Oborevori as flag bearer. Now, many people that are taught that Ifeanyi Okowa happens to be a saint, it is very obvious that Ifeanyi Okowa here may not be a saint as thought to be before. And I believe very strongly that if a process is skewed, quite frankly, that process cannot produce anything that is possible. And I do, you know what I'm talking about. So we go to the Nation quickly. On the Nation, Kuje attacks. Senate says they are shocked by no CCTV, porous security. Now, let me say this. Every leader that finds himself as a political leader at the respective houses of assembly, apart from representing certain constituency, also has an oversight function. So when the Senate comes here and tell us that they are shocked, we need to know who is the chairman committee on police, chairman committee on prisons, chairman committee on army, because you have what we call oversight functions, and that oversight functions happens often. And when this oversight function happens often, you have to give reports and raise concerns if certain things are not going as it should, especially at the floor. It therefore becomes questionable when we hear lawmakers say that they are shocked that there's no CCTV. For every allocation given yearly, there are certain things that these allocations are supposed to capture. It then becomes ridiculous that the allocation that is supposed to capture or cover certain expenses are not actually done. It means, therefore, that we can indict the lawmakers here who really have not performed their task to ensure that things go as it should.
Speaking of lawmakers, the chairman...
House Committee on Police.
No, the police... what's the name now? Committee... What's it?
That should be House Committee on Police Affairs.
Yes, Police Affairs. Yes, thank you. Senator Tijani Yahya Kaura.
From where?
And the Vice Chancellor is Senator Stella Odua.
Okay. So you can hear that now. We go further to some other things here, Adu. We know that Boris Johnson has eventually bowed out. Adu, in the history of contemporary British politics, I've not seen such a deluge of resignation letter written to a prime minister. I have never seen that. And if you look at it, I think that we need to take certain cues from advanced democracy. In all of the iniquities of advanced democracies, I think there are processes they don't jump.
Well, he resigned from the Conservative Party leadership and then said he'll stay until a new election is done.
I really do not understand. I don't understand the definition of that. Boris Johnson is a ridiculous character. And let me say here for the world, it's a ridiculous...
Let me catch my breath.
Catch your breath. It's a ridiculous character. In the first place, don't forget that there had been an election before.
Right.
Votes of confidence or not.
Right.
He scaled that hurdle.
Right.
If you check what has bedeviled the world now, two persons are responsible.
Absolutely.
Boris Johnson and Joe Biden.
No, Donald Trump.
No, not Donald Trump. Boris Johnson and Joe Biden.
Okay, I talk about the current bedevilment.
And the current problem that Ukraine and Zelensky, who is asking for ammunition. So I'm talking about Boris Johnson and, of course, Joe Biden.
All right.
Now, these world leaders happen to be the leading voices in the Ukrainian crisis. What Russia was asking for before the invasion was that just stay away from these borders. Don't build any armament close to the borders. You see, it is as simple as I've said it. But you see, people believe that everybody must be under them. There was a video where Joe Biden says there's a new world order and every other country must align behind them. Russia is a world power. Russia believes that its ideals cannot be touched. Let me tell you this. This problem did not just happen now. As far back as 2014, when we had a Viktor Yanukovych that resulted in a Petro Poroshenko coming to Ukraine, Viktor Yanukovych has soft spots, a lean toward Russia. The Ukrainians said they actually wanted to become part of the European Union. But he felt aligning with Russia is better off. And do not also forget, Russia has legislation that doesn't accommodate same-sex relationships. Russia is like that. That is what Russia is. That is what that country is. And Russia keeps saying that our ideals are our ideals. Many countries in Europe have countenanced that, amongst many other issues, I should say. Yeah. So what happened? A Viktor Yanukovych, supported by the West, was unseated by pro-Nazis in Ukraine. They sent him out of office. And I remember then that John McCain of blessed memory and Hillary Clinton, the former Secretary of State of the U.S., were giving food to Zion, were giving people pro-Nazis on the streets of Ukraine, of Kiev. The records are there for researchers to find out. Now, it was obvious that the power supporting those that were against Viktor Yanukovych, because he actually was with Russia, were the powers of the West. They ousted him from office.
How based through proper processes?
No, sir. No, sir. His administration was practically thrown out. Then an election was held.
Did the West go into his house to uproot him?
No, the West had their presence there.
I said
McCain of blessed memory.
Yes.
A highly respected war veteran of the United States. A Vietnam War veteran, highly respected, a patriot that was a conservative, as it were, who was there. John McCain and Hillary Clinton, the former Secretary of State of the U.S. government, were sharing food to those that unseated a democratically elected government. Excuse me, these histories, if you can do your research and you follow the trends, it could be... I sit here not to be questioned on what I say, on good authority. Then the Ukrainian billionaire Petro Poroshenko came in. Also, one way or the other, they had an election. The election went into a runoff. Then Zelensky won him after they had the runoff. Everybody knew, for those who are following and digging things up, that the person of Zelensky has the backing and full support of none other than the West. And I must say here, for people who are following the trend, the movies he acted, the series he acted, reflected what is happening in Ukraine at the moment. But perhaps Russia also had certain things in the kitty. The statement was, when Russia was trying to build an armament, as it were, in Cuba many years ago, the United States government refused such because they felt it's going to threaten their sovereignty. And the US is also saying that you cannot build a military fort at certain areas on our waterways or so because it is not acceptable. This destruction of Ukraine that has brought the world on its knees, they're talking about 40% of world wheat coming from Ukraine and Russia. The reason that we are paying more for lots of things is because two leaders of the world, Joe Biden and, of course, the ousted Boris Johnson.
Ousted, indeed.
The ousted Boris Johnson could have said, all right, we're going to stick with an agreement. In this studio, I brought out a declassified document from the British archives talking about the agreement they had, such that Russia will be kept away from any threat. We also talked about bioweapons laboratory as well. We talked about bioweapons laboratory that we discussed. Bioweapons laboratory sponsored by the US. There were lots of things that were denied before the invasion. But facts have proven, and it's been admitted, that there were. In fact, I have certain amounts spent for some of those biolabs. The information was classified. I have some of those information with me. The property of consumption, I'm going to release it to people. The amount spent for 2 of the several biolabs in Ukraine. I'm saying here that the destruction of Ukraine and what has unsettled the world, and that has also plunged the United States government into its highest recession in over 40 years, enabled by Mr. Joe Biden, has actually resulted in the things we don't want to see, such as we have now. That is one. Then let me move again. The U.S. will be having midterm elections by November the 8th of this year. In the history of the U.S. elections, we have found out that only 3 leaders, I think George Bush Sr., Roosevelt, am I correct with that? But I know Donald Trump have been able to gain seats during midterm elections. It doesn't look good for Joe Biden at all. For many people who understand, it doesn't in any way look good for Joe Biden. What am I saying here? The midterm elections will actually be more or less like testing the validity of the candidacy of somebody. In the midterm elections, you're supposed to have about 435 lawmakers at the House of Reps elected, and you're supposed to have about 30 to 40% of the people, because the senators in the US are about 100. You should have about 30 or 40 of them, get voted to office. I'm saying that November the 8th, they will likely make Joe Biden bleed in the mouth because of the recession they have plunged the U.S. into. When I was in the U.S., a gallon of petrol sold for about, it depends on the one you want, based on the quality, $1.99, $2.99, $3 and some cents. I'm saying that that's it. At the moment, 4 gallons in the U.S. is about $5 and above, depending on the quality of what you want. It means, therefore, that these characters, these world leaders, had the power to say, all right, we're not going to build at this perimeter, at this axis, and the world is at peace. But they are still supplying ammunition.
So should they have left Ukraine to defend itself by itself?
No. This is it. This invasion would never have happened in the first place.
Okay, the invasion happened.
The invasion happened.
So
what would have taken place after the invasion was, okay, we agree, we're not going to build close to what will threaten you. We're not going to build close to the Donbas region. And you do what? You withdraw.
But Ukraine is under attack.
It's under attack. I agree with you. Why is it that people don't want to we have what is called panoramic context, and that is what I like us to have now. could we look at what led to the invasion?
Which was, of course, you said a breach of agreement.
Now that Ukraine will defend itself, but Ukraine continues to suffer.
But Ukraine will need Ukraine's military might in comparison to Russia.
It's inferior.
It's inferior.
I agree with you.
Ukraine will definitely seek for allies, and allies in this context will definitely be NATO countries and the West.
Could the allies, NATO as led by the US, the European Union as led by themselves, could they sit and say, this destruction is too much? Can we just take a chill pill, for instance? Can we agree that the US will not build certain things across this water in this region?
Would Russia also agree not to build certain things in Syria and Afghanistan and many of these Middle Eastern countries?
It is simply because many people do not even understand what happened in Syria. The Syria case is going to be a thorough exposition that I don't want to model into this.
Right.
The West also has its guilt in what happened in Syria.
Absolutely.
I'm saying here that for many democracies that have been upturned, they were upturned because perhaps
the West wanted
to control. Mm-hmm. But the reality is sovereign states are supposed to be sovereign. So I'm saying that any country that has such powers as we have, the US have, and of course Britain, must endeavor to use the powers right. And I'm saying here that the problems of this world, we're going to be alive and well.
Yes, sir.
If I'm in the country by November, if I'm there, we'll do some reportage and talk about the results of Joe Biden's support and the ammunition being given. I'm saying here that both countries can actually stop this war now because the agreement is as simple as it comes. I'll do quickly. Kuje Senate shocked by no CCTV. Senate should not be shocked. They should have done their oversight work. Going further, Kuje attack our security system has failed Senate. I don't really understand what the Senate is saying. Tijani Yaya Kaura, the person who is supposed to oversee, should have reported that there is nothing like CCTV. That is also part of not doing their job. So all this thing about I don't know what has been happening with executive brief. The money allocated, well, I won't be surprised because don't forget that the microphones and the audio systems of the assembly also got affected. Nigerian Tribune here. Yes, of course. Yes, please. Interpol gets fleeing inmates data. Border security heightened. There is nothing about border security or anything if, as we are speaking here, the 400 sponsors of Boko Haram, they are not dealt with. It is completely impossible. It is very impossible. You cannot be leaving Boko Haram to roam free 400 and you are saying you are pursuing some. Please, they should stop being ridiculous. The ones that are already in your custody that you should throw into jail and make them to face the wrath of the Lord, you are not doing that.
But the ones released, we're not the ones jailed.
No, sir. No, sir. 400.
Oh, okay, no, the 400 names.
I'm talking 400. 400, yeah. Let's get to the business of the morning. Ladies and gentlemen, old and young, boys and girls, we're entering into another phase of the conversation this morning. We have with us, by pleasure and privilege, the Lagos State Police spokesman in the name of Mr. Benjamin Hundeyin. No, Superintendent of Police Benjamin Hundeyin. My apologies. I should address people properly, and I must apologize for that. It is improper to do so. Let me say good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Is it appropriate to say thank you and welcome to our studios? Would that be right, sir?
That's fine, and thanks for having me in your studio.
All right, thank you. In the first place, before I begin to talk about the business of the morning, one of the things we continue to clamor for in this country is that we have people that are properly educated. If you go university, no state class, properly educated people that are very articulate, who can actually project their thoughts with clarity. It is very, very important for me to do you the honors and give a brief about the attainments you've had so that people know that they are speaking to a qualified person. He looks young, but he's not a small boy. He has good genes. So if you check your Google and find him there, he's young, fit as fiddle, sound, but he's not a child. Don't be deceived by his face. I can call him old man. Let me just go ahead here and say SP Benjamin Hundeyin assumed office this year. If I'm wrong, he must correct me. He has a Bachelor's of Arts in English language from Lagos State University. We are Lasso, we are great. That's how we say it right now.
Mr. Kunnu?
Yes, we are lots, we are great. That's how we say it now.
Okay, Mr. Austin, we are better by far.
When I go sit down for somewhere. He has an MSc in legal criminology and security psychology. Hey, when will I go to school, Lord? Help me. MSc in legal criminology and security psychology from the University of Ibadan. Nigeria's #1 university. From Lagos to Ibadan. If you never go those places, I'm clear for road. He also holds a certificate in civil military coordination from the Martin Luther Agua International Leadership and Peacekeeping Training Center in Jaji, Kaduna State. He is equally an associate of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, member of the International Public Relations Association, IPRA, and an associate of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria. Let me just say that before he came to Lagos here, he was actually PPRO at the Zone 2 Command Headquarters in Onikon, Lagos, and was a member of the Nigerian contingent to the United Nations Peacekeeping Mission in Darfur, Sudan in 2020. Until his recent appointment, he was the administration officer at the Police Public Relations Department, Force Headquarters, Abuja. Let me say good morning to you, sir.
Good morning once again.
Yes, it's appropriate to let people understand that there's a qualified personnel in the nation's police force.
Absolutely.
So that when you want to talk to him, you will address him accordingly. We don't entertain incivility here.
No, we don't.
And vulgar expressions. And we accord respect to whom it is due. How has it been since you assumed office? Lagos is a crazy world, a mini center of madness and calm. How do you balance the complexes of the excellent states that you find yourself, sir?
Yeah, it's been quite taxing, but surprisingly, I'm scaling through.
You're scaling through.
Surprisingly. But it's been hectic, you know. You get a fine blend of everything.
All right.
You see those that say, oh, you're doing well. You see those that say, my friend, what are you saying? You know, you get all sorts in your inbox, in your DM.
Okay.
But I try my best to balance it and focus on what I'm here to do. And if I'm to assess myself, I hope I'll do that modestly. I think I'm doing well in having some converts. Some people now tell me that, oh, we can see that you guys mean well, and we can see that you are improving. It might be slow, but we are seeing some improvement, and we hope to continue to improve.
Now, I'm aware that there are about 145 police divisions in Lagos. Am I correct, sir?
No, you're not.
I'm not. Okay. How many do we have?
You've padded the figure.
I've padded the figures, but I'm happy I didn't pad it. I didn't pad the financial figure. So let me.
We have roughly 125.
125
commands and divisions.
Oh, okay. I'm interested. I'm curious about, the hierarchy, because you're talking about at times when people are supposed to get certain responses from certain police units, then it becomes pretty difficult doing that at the same time. At times the chain of command, at times you call and all of that. How do you actually work such that, okay, from zone this to zone this is where you go to. Zone this to zone that is where you go to. If you want to speak with the Commissioner of Police, this actually is the route you must take. So how do you manage these divisions? How do you do it, sir?
Well, clearly, it's all been clearly spelled out. Right from when I was a kid, I would watch TV and see announcements, and I would hear things like reports to the nearest police station. probably are talking about a missing person.
Yeah.
Like, if found, please contact the nearest police station. So that's where it starts from. The nearest police station. You don't need to know the name of the DPO or anything, but you go to the nearest police station.
Okay.
And if people can just do that, then they'll get to know that if it's something beyond that station, for example, cases of murder, of course it gets to the station first, but it's beyond the local police station to investigate murder. So I'm just saying, when you get to the police station, you'll be directed, you're shown in the right direction from police station, police division, area command, and if need be, it will get to the headquarters.
Okay, let me pick a particular division in Lagos. The Ogudu police station is notorious for a lot of things that I've heard from friends, and some people who have had certain issues there have decried the unprofessional approach of police officers in Ogudu. Ogudu is an area that has a lot of the cream and butter of Lagos retired and still serving. But I'm wondering, the contrast of a police unit at such a place and the dysfunctionality in professionalism, as we've heard. I don't know if sincerely you've heard any of those reports at a time or the other. And if yes, how do we manage such issues as I have talked about now and some other units or divisions in Lagos where such unprofessional conduct keeps emanating? How do you deal with such? Because this appears to smear the noble image of the police.
Yes, I've heard about this complaint. But you see, there are two types of people out there. There are people who believe in the workings of the system.
Yeah.
And who use it. And we also have people who are very skeptical, who tell you nothing works. So those who are skeptical don't even attempt to report such cases.
Oh, okay.
And I think the first thing anywhere is to report such a case.
All right.
And for those few who believe the system and reach out to report.
Yes, please.
Maybe they go to the DPO or they report, they contact me. These are people we appreciate and we do the needful. Because most times, okay, for me, I'm in the office, I'm not in a good mood, so I don't really know what happens there.
That's true.
But people see what happens and they contact me. So like I like using a scenario.
All
Some
right.
people might not like it, but that is what it is.
Please go ahead.
Now, we all watched on TV all over the world when Will Smith walked up to the stage and slapped Chris Rock. Now people complained like, oh, he needs to be arrested for assault. And the police department in that city said it clearly, we will not arrest Chris Rock and Will Smith unless
Chris Rock reports
files a complaint. So that's how it works. So when people say police do this, police do, of course, if we get to know about it, we'll step in. We don't want people being unprofessional, tarnishing our image. But where we don't know, it's your duty to bring it to our notice. Now wait for us not to do anything.
Then you can.
When you bring it to our notice, then you call us out. But most Nigerians just prefer to, I don't know, it's the idea of shaming the police. Okay, go on Twitter, go on Facebook and say this is what they did, this is what they did. That energy, you could have used half of that energy to report to the higher authorities and things will be done about it.
I know that my friend Ado has some questions for you, but before he actually switches that gear on, now we've had recurrent cases of people who are called bad eggs in the police, those who should not be in the police. And you know that one of the things we do as researchers is that we try to look at the reason for certain things that happen. And we don't just look at why those things happen, we do it, with a view to preferring solutions. Could we say the recruitment process of the police is responsible for the characters that are not professional? Would I be right to say that those who really come into the police as good people but got influenced by the bad eggs are the reasons? Or we say that there's a systemic problem that needs to be analyzed properly so that the problems we see emanate repeatedly as unprofessionalism can be dealt with? How do we what can we adduce as reason for this?
As a reason for?
Of the kind of characters we have in certain areas in the police where we say this is not police, like this is not professional. How do we do that?
What kind of characters are you referring to?
Well, I'm talking about those who are unprofessional in their conduct in certain areas. What can we say is the reason for that? Because, and I mentioned, would we say it is a recruitment process? Would we say some people got into the police as good patriots of the country, but they got badly influenced? Or we can say that there's a systemic problem that we have not identified. That is why the police actually has some people that are like that.
Well, it could be a bit of everything, and it could be none of those things. But I know that the Nigerian police force does not operate outside Nigeria. It's in Nigeria. It's within the society. So whatever affects the society affects us. We are not in isolation.
I thought you people were like demigods in uniforms, right?
No, but we live with the people.
Okay, so what is a Nigerian problem can also be the reason for police problem?
No, I'm not saying a Nigerian problem, but I'm saying we are all together in this. So I don't think we should isolate the police that why this, why that. But nonetheless, we have recalcitrant people in every organization.
Okay.
And we have a department, or not even one, we have 2 or 3 departments that...
In Lagos here?
No, within the force.
Within the force, yeah.
That have the mandate of looking into.
What's it called?
Yeah, we have different. We have the provost department. We have the Escorts. We have the monitoring.
Okay.
So these people have the mandate of identifying police officers who have engaged in unprofessional behavior.
Okay.
And making sure that they are brought to book. So your question, I wouldn't be able to pinpoint it like you want, but yes, we have some bad eggs, like any other organization does, and we identify them and we do what we need to do.
I do have some questions. You want to shoot, sir?
Yes. Thank you, SP, for being here. There are a couple of questions I want to ask, but I'll start from one that is quite common knowledge to a lot of Lagosians, and that is the use of police escorts and sirens. Is there, well, according to the Constitution, there are certain individuals, particularly of military hierarchy, who are designated to use these police escorts and sirens, or people who are high in the executive, like governors and deputy and the speakers as well.
All right.
However, we see a proliferation in Lagos in particular, and many times many of these escort officers or riders or drivers are notorious for passing one way. Is there anything the force is doing to curb the amount of escorts and sirens given to people who are not in the particular category of those who are meant to be using this kind of vehicles?
Well, where I would, what I want to point out from your question is the people. You said the people that do not fall in the category. So how do you ascertain that? How are you sure that those people do not fall in the category? In any case, I would say this, that there is a process for getting escorts and sirens on your vehicle. Even the amber lights, there's a process. Not every Tom, Dick and Harry can just wake up one day to say, okay, I'm fixing siren, I'm fixing amber light, and 20 policemen would follow me. There is a process. Somebody somewhere must have applied.
Yeah.
The application must have been scrutinized.
So you have to apply.
Yes.
So use the amber light.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, I'm confirming.
You heard
yes.
You heard now.
Yes.
Go put amber light. They do wah up and down.
Yes.
They arrest you. They say you know who I am.
The Department of Operations and Force Headquarters Abuja handles that.
Abuja.
Yes, Force Headquarters.
So all the vehicles in Lagos that want to use amber light must go and apply in Abuja.
You don't have to go in person.
Okay, application will go.
Application. Okay, fine.
Yeah. So you can just send in your application. Everything is scrutinized and approved. So that they don't fall in the category, I don't know about that. I believe, and I'm sure that everybody who has police escorts went through due process and got them. Talking about one way, yes, I see that happen every now and then. I don't want to make excuses for them. I don't know why they did what they did, but we have what we call exigencies of duty, and sometimes it might be something of national importance, like a national assignment. So we also have what we call extenuating circumstances.
Explain. I know go school.
The circumstances that would make an ordinarily wrong thing excusable. Excusable. But like I said, I don't know the particular incident you're talking about, so I won't be able to talk about it. But we have certain, for every rule, there's always that tiny exception. But if it's not any of those, and somebody passes one way, it's clearly wrong. And these are the things we like people to bring to our notice. I'm happy that the average phone these days have a camera. You can always do a video. Just a few weeks back, the governor himself.
All right. Yes, just close to us, Victoria Island.
Yes. So these are things we appreciate. And once we get to see these videos and we're able to locate whoever it was, you might not believe it, but we do this. We invite back to the office all the people escorting a VIP.
Wow.
Yes, we invite them back to the office. Like, why did you do what you did? And we have to discipline them if the need arises. In fact, if the need arises, we swap them and give the VIP, because it's your duty as a police officer, as a law enforcement officer, to even tell your VIP.
You can't do that.
No, sir, we can't do that. So we do that, but people don't focus more on our punitive measures, and whenever we do it, people don't want to.
Maybe because oftentimes,
the punitive measures are not made public.
For instance, now I'm saying it right here.
Yes.
The Morning Digest and Lagos Talks is a platform where we built it just for the citizens, and I can guarantee that if we have such information from your stable, I'm saying it here on air, we will not hold it back. We will definitely put it out to people. because we believe that the synergy between the police and the citizens really is what we need to move ahead. Now, Koswis, let's look at another thing. I don't know if Adu has another one.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead,
there's
please.
another question that, listeners, when they knew you were coming, had raised, and it's the, shall I say, the ascendancy of touts and criminal elements in Lagos. It's become quite alarming, the scenario. There's instances in Lekki, for instance, where people get robbed when some people suddenly just hit their vehicle and they come out to think, oh, someone bashed me, and the person comes out and they become victims of this kind of robberies, or young boys preventing articulated vehicles from entering, demanding for Owole and many things like that. How does the police respond to this, and are there measures you're putting in place to stem the tide of this rising, shall I say, toutism in Lagos?
Lawlessness. So,
yes.
I think you asked 2 questions there.
Yes.
Okay, so let me pick one first. You're talking about traffic robbery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things I did first when I resumed as PRO was to publish the phone numbers of all DPOs, all DPOs in Lagos. So it's just your duty to go through that list and save the phone number.
Would love to have the list again.
It's on my pinned tweet. Since many people use Twitter, so I made sure it's on my pinned tweet. So you just have the so like that David Amos case, that sound engineer that was
that was still
people were able to get across to the police, and police got there and were able to rescue 2 people from that incident, because the mob actually intended to lynch all 3. They were 3 friends, but the arrival of the police saved the other 2. So my point is, yes, this traffic robbery, they happen every now and then, but I'm going to have to disagree with the word you used. You said the ascendancy. I don't want to agree that it's that. Yeah, it's there, but it's not. It has not reached that.
Okay, let me tell you why such questions actually came forward. Almost on all major roads, if you're going from Mile 2 to Okoko Michael and all that, if you're coming from Orile to Mile 2, if you're coming from Oshodi to Mile 2, you see boys with rubber pipes. Every articulated vehicle that actually is moving, they extort money not as police officers, not as local government representatives. They just extort. As a matter of fact, if you have 3 articulated vehicles in front of you, it has happened to me quite a number of times. You find out that you could be there for 10-15 minutes. If the driver is refusing to part with money, asking them question, why do I have to give you money? And this is a Lagos that I am not only living in. My ancestral homeland is Lagos. And when I say ascendancy, I never used to see that before. And it is rife now. Police officers and men are everywhere taking care of us. I must say that. But why do they look away from such? And I believe that these boys, immediately you don't have people give them money, could actually start robbing people. It has happened before. I grew up in a Lagos where you don't have agberos on the roads. They go to the parks. Then when certain people in government started looking away and benefiting from the money, they come on the roads. And in fact, sometimes private vehicles are hit. You need to say something about this, please.
Yes. A day, I was in the office one day, and somebody called me from Orile area of Lagos and said, I just bought some tiles. I put them in my vehicle. I'm about to drive off, and these boys just told me that I must give them money.
Yeah.
And I asked him, why? Why should you give them money? Who are they? Are they local government officials? I said, no, I don't understand. They just said I should give them money. Do you have the phone number of the DPO really? He said no. And I texted that number to him. He called the DPO, and that situation was fixed. He went there, he looked into it. So, yes, many people will not agree with me that when incidents like that happen, let's not just limit it to area boys or anything.
Do I have to call the DPO?
Of course, the guys are on patrol. The patrol team is not stationed at that particular spot.
Okay.
But they are not in the station at the same time.
Okay.
They are moving around, but they are not at that spot when that happened. If they were at that spot, you wouldn't need to call the DPO.
Okay.
In fact, you might not even need to beckon on the police officers. They would see that something is happening and they will step in. But they are not there at that particular point. So all you need to do is make a call, so that wherever they are, and that's what we usually do. Okay, the nearest patrol team move to so location. Yes, we do that. And for these area boys too, yes, all the POs are in charge of their jurisdictions, and they know what transpires. But still, the community and members of society need to always pass this information across. I always say it, like I've said earlier, pass information to the DPO. Then when nothing happens, call us out. Or report such incidents. But you discover that most times when I call the DPO myself, like, oh God, they said something like this is happening in your neighborhood and you've not done anything. The next thing you hear is, I'm not aware, nobody told me, and my patrol van is out there. Yes, some people might want to indict the DPO for not being aware of what's going on in his jurisdiction, yes. But at the same time, when people see something, they need to say something.
Well, I'd be correct to say that the police as a unit has manpower inadequacy. Because if also I'm correct, you could say I've padded again. Approximately, maybe your team has about 400,000, if I'm to be generous, across the 768 local government and 6 councils, which makes it 774. Would we say that is adequate? Talking about one police officer to about 5,000, 6,000, 700,000 Nigerians.
People have always used used the yardstick, United Nations yardstick.
No, I didn't say UN.
No.
I just talked my own.
I am saying people have always used that UN yardstick. So let's use what everybody has been using, what everybody knows. Okay. So if we use that yardstick, we've not reached that is required. We've not reached that is required.
Yeah.
But I've interacted with police officers from outside Nigeria.
I know.
And it always amazes them that, you guys don't have as much as is required, yet you are able to get some achievement. So to answer your question simply, it's work in progress. We just graduated approximately 10,000 officers 2 days ago, and we have a police academy, a degree awarding institution in Kunnu State.
Open to the public?
No. Yeah, open to the public, yes. Yes.
I will give you an experience.
Degree awarding. So from secondary school,
you can go
jump and move
if
in there.
my papa na bloody civilian, my pikin fit go there.
Yes, of course. Of course. Many people there are children of civilians. So we've put in this system to make sure that for the academy on a yearly basis, every year they bring in people who graduate after 5 years to become police officers. So like I said, it's work in progress. Every year we keep putting in new police officers in the system.
We've had an election.
Yes.
In
Ekiti.
We'll be going to Osun. Next year we'll be coming to Lagos.
Yes.
With regards to prescription of your roles, collaborating with INEC, I'd like to have some clarity. Is it that INEC actually tells you points A, B, C, and D is where the police should work? Or maybe the police sits at a table with INEC and you map out how the roles or responsibilities should be, because the elections are very important. And Lagosians are worried based on what happened in 2019 at the Yanosolo area, where touts came out and they were throwing away ballot boxes, and only one brave police officer on video happens to remain there. And the touts who were there were left to roam. Such situation leave the citizens very helpless. Here, when you have security operatives look at criminal elements who just do anything they want to do and have a field day, then I begin to wonder, I don't know, maybe such situations, INEC has advised the police, don't fight with them, just let them destroy the electoral process. I don't know.
What exactly is the question?
I have asked you the question now.
Okay, for the police and the INEC and even political parties,
yes,
there is a forum that has been created where we all meet, discuss issues, interface.
Okay.
Yes, but nobody is giving anybody directives. We all have our schedule of duties. The INEC is saddled with their own responsibility of conducting elections while we provide security. Yes, we need some information from them. We have to get a list of all the polling units and all of that. But it's our duty to design the security architecture and decide how to use our manpower optimally. So that's how it works. It's division of labor. We face this security aspect squarely.
Okay. I know that we've got some questions ready
from our listeners that are joining us. Let me start from Bala from Surulo. He says, good morning, Mr. Kunnu, and our guest. Please, we want to bring to your attention a bad section at Ijora Apapa Road.
Okay.
Says there are some hoodlums at that spot who would harass you, rob you, spoil your car whenever you're passing. We need men at that spot to pick up these guys. It's becoming too dangerous.
Okay.
A rider.
I know you've noted that. What did they say the area is? Ijora?
Ijora, yes. A rider to that people have mentioned.
Ijora what? So that
Apapa Road.
Ijora Apapa. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Where other ones?
A rider to that.
Okay, good.
Is Charlie Boy.
Charlie Boy.
Yes, along Bagada.
Bagada.
Noted that
all right.
That this kind of incidents happens there, and there are some policemen who typically would be stationed there, but
they look away.
They don't really act quickly or promptly.
Oh, go ahead.
Feyi from Ikeja says, I wish you hadn't read his resume.
Wait, why no go read them?
I'm not sounding like my resume.
You're not sounding like your resume.
No. I don't know.
Said, are you sure this person is a police officer?
Okay, so the man is too refined to be a police officer. Is that what they are saying?
I don't understand.
You must answer that, Adu. Especially all the grammar that has been coming. I don't think we've actually I've been privileged to speak with, in the course of my years within the broadcast industry. I've spoken with plenty of police officers.
Yes.
Let me use that word. Brilliant-minded, but I think SP Benjamin Hundeyin comes across as another brand. Perhaps maybe your generation actually gives hope to us, and that is why you are this brand. So let's just go ahead, sir.
Okay, another person from Ijora is confirming again. He says, what you're discussing in the studio about those guys is the same.
Okay.
He sent a video to us, and it says, under the Ijora Oloye Bridge.
Okay.
Opposite Syfax Company.
Okay, okay.
That might be a landmark for you.
I think that's a clearing and forwarding company.
So he said Ijora Oloye Bridge. So Hamed from Ijora is corroborating the Ijora.
Yes, I know.
Ijora story.
Go ahead, sir.
Tunde from Ikorodu says, good morning. Says, Adu, you just enjoy yourself and Kunnu in the studio with the police, with the policeman. Is there, that...
What thing we do again? Adu, what thing we do now? What thing we do? The message said you cannot read.
That he's just protecting the police force. What do you want him to do?
I'm protecting him.
No, he said SP Benjamin is protecting the police force.
Maybe it reminds them.
Maybe not speaking truth to power.
I do what's that?
I don't know.
Is that a research project?
I don't get
Go ahead. Just take some lines from that.
This is from Tari.
All right.
He's from Lekki.
What did Tari say?
He says, good morning to you, Adu and SP Benjamin. In March, on a Sunday around 9 p.m., at Aja Underbridge, I was approached by 5 hoodlums who were harassing me for money. In the long run, when they suspected I'm a pastor, they said, Pastor Shegun, Oya, they go fast, too. So I left. The next day, being Monday, I went to Ajiwe police station to make a formal report. I saw several officers at the gate, so I had to speak with an inspector in their midst, while others were staring at me. I told him my ordeals, and all he said was, Oga Shebi, Ona say, Ona no wants police again. Oya, go report to IG to solve your problem after all. Then thief your money. I left them disappointed, feeling we Nigerians can't be protected by the police anymore. Can we have the direct police command phone number so that we can call to make a direct complaint?
No, you won't jump processes. I'm going to get the number of the DPOs from SP Ben, and after that, we will share that number with everybody who cares to have it. Let's tell people here that there are processes. Nigerians should try as much as possible to stick to processes. I said it here that when you reach out to the DPO, make a complaint. If nothing happens, then we can take out. I think I'm correct.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay. So I do some other.
Okay, so let's use phone lines now. Numbers are 0809-234-5913, 0809-234-5913, 0809-191-3913 is the number dedicated for women. 009-191-3913 and 009-222-0913.
Adu, before you go that, let me just say thank you to those that have been with us since we started. Kate Fatima is here. We have Oluwabukola Ayola with us here. Emmanuel Issa Akinseka, you're here. Clement Uvietobore, George Bass is here with us. We also have Osas Aigbambi. who is watching us from Canada in Toronto. Fashola Wasiu, Haywai, Olowoniyi, Agri, Ambrose, Cyril, Adeni Bakari from Canada as well. Chukuma Owanamam, thank you very much. Emeka Timothy Onwukwe. Chris Jesse from Greece, you're here. Ezenana Venatus from Israel. I just want to say thank you. Aloy Davis Sowede, you're here as well. Lawala Siko. Patience Susaga, thank you very much. Many others are with us from different parts of the world right now. So awesome. Do you want to go ahead?
Before I go to the phone lines, SB, there's a person by the name Siju, or Siju, I guess? Shiju, okay. Is joining us from Ebute Meta. He says, good morning, Adu and Mr. Kunnu, and of course, SB Benjamin. Please, we need your urgent, swift attention. There's a gang war going on in Oyingbo, and is it Otto? Otto. That is going on. Scores are being killed. Residents and bystanders get caught in the crossfire. Okay. Yes. And they get robbed. It says there's no time. They don't fight now. They fight in the morning, afternoon, night. And their fights typically happen in the streets, in the Ebute Meta, Lagos, Oyingbo markets.
You're very correct.
We need your help. We residents are not safe. CJ is the one who sent in that
I would have preferred the person Oyingbo is just a large area.
But I think he said Oyingbo markets. He said there's Freeman. He mentioned Freeman. He said Otto. He said Kano Street.
Okay, fine. Yes. I think so that at least SP Ben can actually get that sorted. We'll go ahead now.
Lines down. Yeah. Turn off your radio, please, and call us. Hello.
Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Yes, 30
good morning.
Seconds, yes, please.
30 seconds. My name is Obi.
All right, Obi, quickly go on.
Yeah, from Surulere.
All right, go ahead.
Please, first off, I sent a WhatsApp message. I just hope you can still open it later.
Can you say something about it quickly?
Okay. There's this Special Forces T-shirt that some policemen wear. There's a skull biting a dagger logo of it. Can the SP explain what that means? Because I believe such a logo is very inappropriate for a police.
Okay.
That's one. Then two, can you talk about the new police camouflage policy?
Okay.
Why they are not wearing camouflage? When they wear it, who wears it? I recall past presidential tenures, Goodluck or Yar'Adua Obasanjo, they tried to use camo, but they stopped it. And this new camo policy, if I'm not wrong, it started after the NSAS issue.
Thank you.
So please, could you elaborate on it?
Okay. Yeah. For the records, he has a camo on today. Anyway, so
you get to see the videos.
You get to see yes, you get it. So somebody asked a question.
You want to answer that now?
Okay, so Special Forces, skull biting a dagger. You already answered it. Special Forces.
But doesn't that mean that kill and go?
Special Forces. These guys are basically deployed to the northeast. They basically combat terrorists.
But he sees them with that hair.
Yeah, so these are people that maybe, in fact, not maybe, most likely they just came back from the northeast. Maybe they're on break and they're actually not on duty. Okay. So that's the explanation for that. Good. For the camouflage, the policy right now is that first is an operational wear.
All right.
You'll see us wear blue sometimes. That's true. That's for office.
Maybe if you want to see Buhari, you put on blue.
You see us wear black sometimes. Most times for night duty. I can blend with the dark and nobody sees you approaching, as in the criminals, that is. So the camo is an operational wear. And for now, we wear them on Fridays and weekends. Fridays Saturdays, Sundays. But don't forget, if you see somebody wearing it on Monday, Tuesday, it's basically an operational wear. Yes.
So like what you're wearing now is the operational wear? This
is the camo I'm talking about.
Fantastic. You get to see all that later, yes?
More calls coming through. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Adu.
30 seconds, please. 30 seconds.
Ahead, please.
30 seconds.
Mr. Kunnu, allow me to talk
30 seconds now. Yes, I've heard.
Allow me to talk, please. Please, our guest, my name is Jojo Motosho.
Okay.
I have one or two questions to ask you, sir.
Okay, sir.
There's one police station around Agege.
Yes.
Just after the newly bridge.
Yes.
The station is demolished. But there are shops there that they sell electronics. I want to know the landlord of those tenants there. That is one. Two, in Lagos, is bail truly free? Is bail truly free?
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, Mr. Motosho. Mr. Motosho, I'm not trying to stop you. I just wanted you to know the time.
Mr. Motosho is...
We know Mr. Motosho is our friend here.
Hello, good morning.
Is bail free? You will be answering that later, sir. And also,
turn off your radio, please.
Hello?
Yes, turn off your radio. Turn off your radio. All right. If you don't turn off your radio,
can we have a woman talk to us?
Okay. Please turn off your radio. All right, so that it doesn't interfere with the call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you. What's
30
your name?
seconds, please. 30 seconds.
My name is Zachary. I'm calling from VI right now.
Okay, Bakari from VI. Go on, please.
Thank you. Kunnu, good morning.
Morning to you, but you don't sound very cheerful. Are you okay?
Please, I want to talk about the Ogudu police.
Say it.
What are they doing in the morning, daytime, midnight, 3 checking points at Ojota Bridge, while you are coming from work and while you are going back?
Okay.
And at Alapere, asking a regular vehicle they know every day, tinted permit, driving like immediately they see either you are from you have a Corolla or Camry, you are in problem every day, and you dare not challenge them in the morning, and we have to move out very early in the morning.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, our friend. Maybe you want to quickly respond to that.
Okay, so okay, the bond station around Agege that some people are selling electronics there, it's new to me.
Is okay?
I haven't heard of that before.
But you know that there was a station that got demolished.
Yes. And I'm not trying to abdicate responsibility here, but that police station is actually not under Lagos State Police Command.
Agege is in Lagos.
Wait. It's not under Lagos State Police Command. That doesn't mean we won't look into this.
Okay,
don't get me wrong.
Please go ahead, sir.
I'm going to submit a report to the Commissioner of Police once I get back to the office now.
Okay.
I'm going to brief him. This is what people talked about, and these are the areas we need to look into. But that is actually under Railway Command. We have a command in the police, Railway Command. They are saddled with the responsibility of everything relating to railway. So
okay. They are not under any state command.
Railway is general across the country. So they have a commissioner of police there.
Fine.
CP Yetunde Lunge. So
a woman?
A woman, yes. It's commissioner of police in charge of railway. Same way we have airport command.
Airport command. Seaport command. Okay, good.
So we're going to liaise with her to know what exactly is happening so that place is not used by criminals. So I've noted that. Thanks for bringing this to my notice. Is bail free?
Yes.
We say it every time. Bail is free. Now, just yesterday, someone called me and said, they arrested my daughter for blah, blah, blah. And now they have decided to release her. And they said we should bring money. Please, give the phone to the police officer or check the name on his uniform. And the moment the officer discovered that, ask, who are you calling? Why are you speaking? He said the PR. And I said, just take your daughter, just be good. Because they too know that it is known.
Okay.
And it pains me that I called the man back. Can you just tell me the name of that officer? I was like, okay, don't worry. He has begged me, don't worry. So he didn't even help matters in that place. But my point is, once they say pay money, please
reach out.
Note the name of that officer. Person. If you can't get the name of the officer, of course we know the names
of the station.
The DPO. Then we would actually contact the DPO. Is this what you condone in your station? So I don't encourage people to pay illegal money.
Okay, another thing that is key for me is if you're going towards barracks, that's Ojo Cantonment, I see just after Underbridge, before you get to Alakija or after Alakija, you have police checkpoints. At another place, when you just cross Underbridge, you have them there. The ones that are actually after Underbridge, even if you are moving at times as early as 7, I start telling myself, is it that these people, they just wake up and they come on? You see, Federal Highway, FRSC, and immediately after FRSC, they are asking you for the same document and all that. And I start wondering, is that permitted? And I also want to say this.
I thought the IG, previous IG said
yes, it's really what I'd like him to respond to regarding such roadblocks. Then secondly, do we need to have regard for a police person who is not on uniform, who is not in uniform? Because I think that's another thing we should know. I've seen policemen on the way in Mufti say, stop there. It's either they arrest Okada riders or they stop drivers and all that. So I don't really understand if these things are permitted while you are in Mufti and you are arresting people, preventing. So I really like you to provide clarity.
Okay. Can I go back to something?
Yes, you can.
About Ogudu.
Yes, please.
About Ogudu. Yes. I've also got reports of the excesses of some of our men there.
Okay.
And reports, like I said, these are things that are subject to verification.
Okay.
But at the same time, without trying to defend any unprofessional conduct, the presence of policemen usually actually deters street urchins, bad boys.
Criminality.
So they might actually be doing what they shouldn't do, but their presence actually helps.
It helps. I agree.
Because there are times when people complain and we reduce the presence of policemen, and some other people call to say, please, we don't feel safe. We can't see policemen around. I'm not making this up. This actually happens.
That's very true. You are correct.
Yes,
that's true.
So the excesses, I've just noted it here. I'm going back to the office, and I want to assure you that we are going to look into this. And please note it. If we don't look into this, call us out. Call us out and just complain about it. Stop and search.
Yes.
That's the word. Not roadblock.
Stop and search.
Yes. That's what. Wait, I'm not going to explain. I'm going to explain. So
I'm a bloody civilian. So let me hear you.
Kunnu, stop being skeptical. So
all right.
So I'm sure people have traveled interstate.
Yeah.
Anywhere interstate or Zuba, you would see roadblock. Yeah. Actually, they put some drums on the road, and actually
those are roadblocks,
and it becomes a meandering thing. You can't just go straight. You have to, So that's actually they're blocking the road. But stop and search. There's actually it's not fixed.
Yeah,
they could actually set up stop and search here today, set it up there tomorrow, and that's actually random. It's not like you would always see them there. You can see them
but
there
there's some areas that it's almost ritual for you to find them there. Yes, they are stop and search.
Yeah.
But I live in the Lekki axis on Admiralty Way. Just when you're turning into Freedom Way, there's a stop and search, not a roadblock. I'll be correct. Thank you for the education. But there's a stop and search at the intersection between the Freedom Way and the Admiralty Way. It's pretty much there every night. Of course, I'm a press man and I happen to be working in the media, so they don't really disturb me. Or
I just you come back
turn
at
on
all
my
times.
lights. They see who's inside and they let me go. But I see a lot of people get stopped there, and unlike what you said, that in many instances is random, this one is pretty much every night when you drive on axis.
Okay. There must be a reason for that. We don't walk without statistics. We actually look at statistics.
All right.
Yes. And we try to put statistics to good use. So when at the end of the month we collate our statistics and we see that a particular crime is more
happening
common
around
in a particular place,
and
we study modus operandi, we discover that these guys usually moving in Corolla, a particular type of Corolla. I'm sorry, some people tend to look at it as profiling, but no, it's not profiling. It's just paying attention to the things that has been established to be used to commit a crime. So for that one, I've noted what you said. We also look into it, but I want to believe that is because residents in that area have complained that something happens here, so we need to be there. And once we see the kind of thing that we've studied or we've established, we'll pay more attention. We're not out to harass somebody, but we'll pay more attention to a Corolla having four men moving, because those are the people. I mean, previous cases of carjacking, when the people complained and were writing their
statement.
Yes, they say 4 men in Corolla. So, and 2, 3, 4 people complain about the same thing.
So it's
natural for us to pay attention to
start paying attention to that.
So, but we are not out to harass anybody. So the stop and search thing is going to be reviewed. Now, men not in uniform.
Yes, please.
That is absolutely wrong.
Okay, fine. Please,
please say it.
Please say it clearly.
Increase your volume.
Now, I need to clarify something.
Yeah.
Of course, we have sections in the force that don't wear uniform.
Are they supposed to be on the road?
That's what I want to clarify.
Good.
But if you're on road duty, you must be in uniform.
Thank you.
Because if you're not in uniform, how can I tell that you're not an armed robber?
Thank you very much.
How can I tell?
Lagosians.
It doesn't matter that
Lagosians. You heard that?
It doesn't matter that you are wearing a t-shirt. That's not a uniform. You should have a uniform with your name clearly spelled out. And if you encounter such, I would advise not to be challenging.
Okay.
These are armed men.
That's true.
And as much as we try our best, you still don't know someone's state of mind. You don't know what's happened before he came to work that morning. So try to stay safe.
Be civilized.
Report such an occurrence.
So if the individual is wearing mufti how will I be able to report them to you? I can't use my phone to take a picture.
Of course, you can't take pictures. You can't see any name since it's in Mufti.
But you can see maybe vehicle location where it happened.
You just read something and you talked about opposite Cyfax company, something like that.
Yeah.
Like, let us know
landmarks.
That, yes, landmark in this particular place, and it actually works. It actually works. We reach out to the DPO under your nose. Something is happening, and we say, okay, let me quickly verify. Call back, and even the people that complain usually call back to say, oh, thank you.
That has been addressed.
So, but I'll urge people not to relent.
Is it the duty of the police to check your car papers? To ask for your car document, to start saying, why is this? Because I'm very sorry. I have asked questions, I've sat with people at interviews, and I know that there are specific roles for each of the force units. I know that for the Federal Road Safety Corps, for the vehicle inspection officers, they have that responsibility. Even LASMA cannot ask you. Lagos State Traffic Management, it is in violation. But I know that for VIO and Federal Road Safety Corps, that is their core areas of duty. Is it right for a policeman to be demanding if your car paper? I want to be clear. I want to actually have that sorted out today.
You're saying I wish I could have a forum where people whose vehicles have been recovered would gather and come and talk about their experiences and even confirm that, yes, my vehicle was actually recovered, my snatched vehicle.
Okay.
Now, it's our mandate to detect and prevent crime. No. I'm saying it's our mandate to detect and prevent crime.
Right.
And whatever you can do legally to detect crime is welcome. So there's no law anywhere that says the police cannot ask for your papers. So most times, and I confirm it again, most times, just that random questioning, like, let me see this, let me see this, you stumble on some things that makes you know that, oh, this car was just stolen this morning.
Wow.
And for people who remain calm and have nothing to hide and present these papers, they go. Nobody disturbs them.
It has happened to me several times.
That's the truth. Most times I travel, I don't even identify myself to police officers. Bring your paper. I give them, bring your driver's license. I show them everything. And they say everything is intact. Okay, okay, you can go. So, yes, we can when something looks off, suspicious. Yes.
All right. Adu, you have
more calls.
Your phones are going on fire. Going on fire.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Yeah, good morning, Adu.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Bola from Ikoton.
Thank you, Bola from Ikoton.
Thank you for having our PPRO here.
Yes.
And I've been on this program, thanks that number, to enlighten people what police are going through. But having said this, let me go straight. Whatever I call, people defend NSAS. That, NSAS help police. I know about 37 of your men, police were killed.
Yeah.
Many stations were set ablaze. Some criminals were left to go. Many arms and ammunition were cut away. Mr. PRO, are you now saying that, I want to know your position. Is NSAS help you for Nigeria Police Force? That's my question. Thank you.
Okay. Let us say that he's speaking for Lagos.
Speaking for Lagos.
So, but you should say something about that too.
Yes, NSAS was a learning curve for everybody.
A learning curve
for everybody.
But he said the police now. Maybe there's a context there.
Yeah. We had a lot to learn from that, and I can assure you that there won't be a repeat of NSAS because we would manage situations better. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Adegboyega on Twitter. I'm going to Twitter now. Your
favorite platform.
Your favorite platform. Adegboyega says, well, they didn't say there are no CCTVs. They said the cameras aren't facing or mounted at the entrance of the place. Of the prison. I
don't understand. The purpose of a CCTV is to address the situation. So if a CCTV that is supposed to face the gate is facing the Kangara Mountains, as it achieves, there's no CCTV there. What are you talking about?
He now says
you cook food, serve dog, human being their house, they're hungry. Have you filled the stomach? Adu, please let us get these things right. Go ahead.
On to say, isn't it suicidal for anyone to challenge police officers driving one way? Well, you said that there's something called
extenuating circumstances. As I know go school, so you explain that.
And drama with the lady there. He says, how about the burner boy issue? Has there been any closure?
Has
any arrest taken place and someone charged? And he says, why do celebrities have 3 to 5 police officers as guards? I think it's sequel to the question I was asking earlier.
Yes.
In terms of the number
the
of
Burna Boy
policemen.
issue, they're talking about the Burna Boy issue. Has that been seen to a definite conclusion, or you are still on it?
We're still on it, actually.
Okay.
We're still on it.
Okay, they're still on it.
Chichi on no. Bolan says, I stay in Orile, and the extortion of Orile police officers, nothing to write home about. Please help us look into it. Thank you very much.
I drive through really.
But,
I have to say
Bolan
that
said that on
I have
Twitter.
never been stopped. I drive through really. I don't know. Maybe the Holy Spirit has been my companion in the car, but I have never been stopped. I have to say that. But it doesn't mean that what you're saying is a lie. I see them as I'm stop people, but I've never been stopped. I need to say that clearly.
Speaking of police on the road, Anthony on Twitter, his name is 007. Is it James Bond? I don't know. It says, that's his Twitter handle, 007.
007.
It says, this Touts issues don't just collect money from articulated trucks, they also collect money from cars as well. In my area, I live in Olodiapapa, Kirikiri Road.
I know Olodiapapa, Kirikiri Road, yes.
Yeah, so you mentioned that as well. This person says, Adu and Kunnu, shouldn't we have Ayodele Okunfolami, that's his name, shouldn't we have a 3-digit emergency number instead of having different numbers of DPOs that can be transferred anytime? He says, then he asks the second question, why do policemen still mount checkpoints? Okay, so he has
answered
corrected
that question.
So it's road, what do you call it? Stop and search.
Stop and search, then roadblock. But roadblock ban, stop and search, he said is for security.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what he
So
said.
do you want to answer the question on the 3-digit number? The Lagos Talks emergency number, does it run directly to the police, or does the police have its own 3-digit emergency number?
The Lagos State government has one, 767.
Yes,
So
77112.
the calls are transferred?
It's a control room.
It's a control, okay.
The control room.
767.
767. It's a control room in Alausa,
Okay.
and in that room you have representatives of all security agencies.
Okay, there.
So once the call comes in, and the agency that is most appropriate to respond to it
will definitely respond.
Yeah, we'll take over that call and
So
respond.
should people use the toll-free number instead of having to save DPO?
The more the merrier.
That
Just use whatever works for you.
But I also think that maybe just to add to what SP Ben has just said, that I believe that even if somebody has been transferred, you get to know that the person has been transferred when you call the person. So I don't think...
And we update our lists.
Yeah.
And when you call the person, he will tell you, I'm no longer there. This is the number
This is
of
the person
new
that is
person.
there. Okay.
Yes.
Adu, any other person?
Yes. Oh, Twitter is on fire. This is...
Twitter is SP's
Tired
constituency.
Nigerian. No, why is your name Tired Nigerian? It says, kindly tell SP Ben Hundeyin to look into the high rate of cultism. He mentions the area Alagbado.
Yes.
Says the cultists are emboldened and the DPO there seems to be doing nothing.
Not only Alagbado, Bajulai, I have to say that if you come to the Bajulai area, I'm saying it very clearly here, particularly Bajulai compound, Bajulai bus stop, Shomolu.
Okay.
Once you leave Bariga, from Bariga, come to Bajulai, after the bridge, if you're coming from Bariga, Bajulai compound, we have Bajulai compound. On that Bajulai compound, on both ends of the street, it's obvious they killed somebody there. I think it's about 3 weeks plus ago, and they had killed before, and that's I think 2 months plus ago. So I really think that it is good you look in that. There are cultists that then if you go to Bajulai compound and Bajulai bus stop, also the bus stop straight down, you only need to look. You need to comb that access. This is fact. At times when everybody is going to work, some people say hello to you, you go, but before you know, misunderstanding, bam, somebody's dead. So I think that area needs to be ransacked for ammunition. There's a whole lot going on there. Bajulai compound, Bajulai bus stop, coming to Fola Agoro area, straight down, going to Igbo Gunu, coming to Bariga access. Please, SP Ben, things are happening there. If you need to redeploy your men and officers, please do. But there's a whole lot going on around that area. And at times, yes, it's a fact of the matter.
You know something I've discovered?
Yes, sir.
Most landlords have meetings with their DPOs. But yeah, I'm telling you this.
No, I'm listening. I'm listening
from them. But the thing is, these people, the landlords, they know the bad boys on their streets.
Maybe they're afraid.
That's my point. And sometimes you will think, oh, they're afraid that if you tell police, that police will go and tell them that I was the one that told them. That
shouldn't happen.
In fact, that's apart. They are also afraid that the boy's mother or the boy's father, who is a fellow landlord, would know that somebody on this street must have told the police, and would just hate everybody on the. I've spoken with somebody before who said this. That's why if somebody's arrested now, the father would know that somebody said something and would not be happy with us on this street, and we are not safe.
Who cares about happiness when life?
And the boys' colleagues might actually attack everybody. So my point is, people should pass information. People are closer to these bad boys. And should pass information. And I always urge people to use whatever works for them. Call me or call the numbers. Hide your number. Send a text message. Open one dummy email, send a mail, do whatever, protect your identity, but give us information. I'm proud.
Is your email effective? Because we'll still be taking that from you. Is your email effective?
My personal email is effective.
The personal email is effective?
Yes, and people send mails.
Oh, okay, fine.
And people send mails.
Okay.
Just 2 days ago, somebody gave me a vivid description of a building.
Where things are happening.
And said, this place is filled with bad boys. And I just forwarded it to our intelligence bureau. We have a state intelligence bureau, SIB. I just forwarded it to them, and they said, PRO, thank you. We would look into this. So I encourage people to do this. And I also encourage people to go to courts. There are open places. Go and sit down at the court and see cases that we bring. We actually prosecute these bad boys on a daily basis. We arrest them a lot, but maybe not as much as people would want. But we are doing this.
But does your criminal intervention extend to Yahoo boys who are in the faces of people and everywhere?
The jurisdiction of the EFCC.
But
it doesn't leave out the police.
Okay, please. So what is the extent of intervention that the police normally have when it comes to fraudsters? Because that is how we can best describe them.
Now, I'll tell you something. We arrest every type of criminal.
Every type
of criminal we arrest. And on a daily basis too, we say, okay, these people, they were caught with cocaine, and we hand over to NDLEA. In the same vein, we hand over fraudsters to the EFCC.
Okay.
So we work hand in hand. We hand over people to NAPTI.
Okay, you don't have the power to prosecute.
We can.
Okay.
But since they are specialized, that is the one job they do.
Okay.
Okay, so they are specialized at it, and we hand over to them.
Wow.
Falabi on WhatsApp says, I think it's corroborating an earlier question I asked. It says, good morning, Mr. Kunnu and Adu, and our honorable police officer. Please, I have a question. Why do celebrities and non-federal government officials have escorts? Aren't the police meant to be for the general public and not individuals, such as it is in America?
You've dealt with that.
They have other sectors and FBI, XSS, and all of that they do personal individual security. So. Falabi is corroborating it. I know, like I mentioned, that there are certain persons constitutionally who should have these kinds of protection, but particularly in Lagos, I live on the island, it's almost as if once you have a few change in your pocket, you can just get, maybe they're private security, guys that do private security that just camouflage as police officers, but they could be very unruly sometimes, blowing sirens, and you wonder, how many honorables do we have in Lagos? How many senators are from Lagos? There's only one speaker in Lagos. We have one governor. We don't have two. So where are they all coming from?
Yeah.
How many police commissioners are living in Lagos? And maybe DIGs, they cannot be up to 100. Then we have lots of them. So that's why I'm asking that, as everyone who has this gone through the proper process, but since you said, they go through applications and it's approved in Abuja, etc., etc. Where was I? Okay, someone says 767 number is not working. Okay, we will have to tell that to the Lagos State government.
Yeah, the Lagos State government should take care of that. Yeah.
And it says Akala. If Akala in Mushi, is it bigger than Lagos? The amount of illicit drugs that come in that area is mind-boggling. The person's name is Magnificent from Mushi, joining us. Also on WhatsApp still. As I said, police officers don't sound like you, especially the deal I met yesterday. Concerning the vandalization by property by soldiers, it says the man was so dehumanizing and he stands up to citizens and not criminals. He says, please, I want to ask you 2 questions. Her name is Geneva. She says
Geneva,
yeah, that's her name.
That sounds Spanish.
Do police now move without uniforms? Okay, I think you've
dealt with that. Maybe she didn't quite hear.
Yeah,
that a police officer who is actually on the road should have a uniform.
No, this one was in the station. She said the station she went to.
Oh, is that permitted also to be in the station without uniform?
Like I told you.
Okay, that's true. That's true. Okay.
She now said, secondly, is fear and humiliation some kind of tactics in terms of police tactics? Because that's all you get with the police nowadays. People who have done nothing get scared the moment they see or pass by the police station.
That's a Yoruba word that says, so if you don't understand, this is Lagos. Try to understand the Yoruba. I always say that Lagos talks accommodates that language, much as I also have had conversations in Hausa and Igbo here. So let's try as much as possible to spread the tentacles of linguistic competence. Yes. Go ahead.
Turn off your radio.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
What's your name?
Yes, sir. My name is Alex. I'm calling from Ejigbo.
Alex Ejigbo. Shoot. Alex, 30 seconds.
Okay. Okay. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning to our police officers.
Good morning. Good morning.
Sir, I just want to get a clear idea on this. I don't know the relationship between a spy police and the police officer, because I am a spy police officer, and I don't know, 3 days ago I tried to intervene in a matter where a last man guy was accosted. I want to arrest a motor man that was trying to weave on the storm. So the place is not don't try to wait on the road.
All right.
So they don't park and try harassing the guy. With the policeman, they're like, this man is first. I allow this man to do this thing now. They bundle him, and even with my ID card, I even go, this man is first. He's a man like you. The policeman just talked down on me that, who are you, spy police in Lagos, blah, blah, blah. I told you I'm under the same act as the police. So why are you talking to me like that? He said they will beat me up. Can you imagine? I said, I felt embarrassed that that's how to lose. Because, it's uncalled for. I don't know whether it's the police that is giving, it's last man that is giving the police, I don't know, order to insult me. I don't understand. So because of the money they want to collect from the guy, I said, this man is pressed, he's trying to use himself. Serious traffic on that Anthony.
Thank you.
He just bang and
thank you very much. It's 30 seconds already. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe we'll take another. You want to talk about this?
Okay, let me talk about this.
Okay.
2 days ago, yes, there's somebody is also popular on Twitter. His name is Ridwan Okay. He narrated how he challenged some police officers that were passing one way, and they slapped him and dragged him into the vehicle just wearing boxers and took him to area Saint Surulere. Even the comedian Macaroni talked about it, and many people talked about it. But what I want to point out from this story is that I reached out to the area commander, and I was able to get all of the police officers, all of them. And Ridwan came to our office, to my office yesterday, to the headquarters, and I took him to. No, he even came first time 2 days ago.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, this thing happened 3 days ago. Right. Then he came 2 days ago, and I took him to the Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of X Squad. That is a department that investigates fellow police officers who have misbehaved. So, and he went there, he wrote his statements, and we're able to summon all the police officers. So they fixed another meeting for yesterday. He came again yesterday. I saw him, and in fact, if you go to his Twitter page, you will see him giving updates. Like, yes, I went there today, and they brought all the police officers, and I identified every one of them.
Harassed them.
Yes. So these things happen. So for the man that just called, yes, you should be able to go beyond talking on phone here. Yes, do like Ridwan. Come to the headquarters,
especially because you're closer even to the police.
Yes, write a statement, identify them, we'll summon them, and you follow up. Like Ridwan, everybody has been encouraging him to follow up. Make sure you give us updates, and he's been giving updates. So we are above board here. We're not trying to hide anything.
Okay,
everybody should do that.
Fine, thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Turn off your radio, please.
All right, it's off already. Please, this issue of Apapa.
What's your name? What's your name, sir?
What's your name? Where are you calling from? And it's 30 seconds you have.
Michael.
Okay, from
I'm
where?
From Ablegba.
Go ahead.
Okay, this issue of Apapa Ijora site that people have been complaining about is very serious.
Okay.
And I want you to please deploy people there. I was passing there yesterday from Apapa, descending to this contain site. And there were people telling us that there is a breakdown, that we should turn back, that we should reverse, that there's no way forward. So as we were reversing, some people came and crossed us and said we are past one way. we're many. That yesterday, they took us to one primary school there. They collected. In fact, since morning, I left there around evening. They extorted people. So I want you to please go and investigate in that area.
Are they police officers?
At the other side, too, the road was bad. Area boys are there extorting people too. And just at the other side.
Okay. All right.
So please, I want you to do something about it. Thank you so much.
I do. They're still there. Where are the women?
Females, use this 0809-191-3913. That's the hotline for our ladies. Let me hear you call us. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Yes, you've called us on the line dedicated for our female listeners. All right. Hello, please turn off your radio.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Father, Mr. Kunnu, good morning. And good morning to the gentleman. It's Jen to be 630. My name is Peter Monte from Shogulu.
Oh, go ahead.
So, Mr. Vivian along Bajulai Road. Mr. Kunnu, that Bajulai compound is near my house. I think the man, as we have said, I don't want to repeat it, will do something about that.
Okay, sir.
Now, apart from giving us the number that we will call you, sir, there is this specific point that I have been reporting for more than 2-3 years now.
Where?
It keeps happening like it's the same person. Now, when you are coming from Ikodu Road, you enter by Olepan Police Post, that market, you come down to Apata Junction, where we have that new filling station. You go right, you are linking Morocco, before you turn to one street there. That particular place, I always report that this policeman, they called the other day. Even the driver was saying, my driver was telling me the other day that, look, we are going to deal with him. Like we dealt with the one they used to call Alabere some time ago. And his name is Frayo. And the driver says, Mr. Friday. He used his gun to threaten us. And there's another one they call Fulani. So please, if you can check these two people, these two names that I've given you, because I've been mentioning them on this platform and other platform.
Can you say their names again? Mr. Monse. Mr. Monse. Hold on.
Like this.
Hello, Mr. Monse. Hello, sir. Can you calm down now and say the names of those people?
Given the name to the guru here, the guru promised to meet
leave the guru.
He said Frayo, right?
Let us have the names you just mentioned again.
Frayo and who?
You know, I should say.
Peter, I know you said Frayo.
What I'm saying is, when you have this, we don't need the retrospections are needless.
No, but he had already said Frayo.
No, it was too.
I got Frayo, I got Fulani.
Fine, but I think that when you are talking about an issue as this, you need to, just calmly state your case so that somebody could hear you well.
Okay.
All right, that's it.
We have someone joining us also, a lady who's been trying to reach us. Good morning, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
Yeah, good morning. My name is Mrs. Sylvia. Good morning.
All right, Mrs. Sylvia, go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, please. I have the report. Someone threatened my life.
Where?
To I think Ilasan police station to report the case, and the man was invited twice. The first time I went there, I stayed for 4 hours. He did not appear. Second time again, I went there for 3 hours. We did not see him. He didn't come. He didn't call. We kept on calling him. He did not reply. And only for me to last week Monday, I got a call from Ikeja telling me that somebody reported me at Ikeja police station that I'm asked to come over, and I was asking who invited me. No, but they said that's not in their own distance to tell, that she just reports that somebody reported me. And I said, okay, that if it's the same case, that I've already reported this thing, and they invited the man, he did not show up twice. He did not show up. So probably he's taking me to somewhere he knows somebody.
Okay.
Or something. I don't know. He keeps sending people to call me, threatening my life.
What transpired between both of you before it got to the... Yes. What transpired before it got to this level?
Okay, what transpired... Okay, I'm into furniture, okay? So he requested that I help him get the furniture, and I did. Before I purchased the furniture, I sent a video, I sent everything. He accepted it, and he told me, okay, I know his taste. This is exactly what he wanted and all that. Only for me to take the thing to the site after 2 months that he bought it from the supplier. I took it to the site. Immediately we got in there. He liked the chair, and then I invited another interior lady. She came in and condemned the chair. That was when the man now started that I need to refund him his money. That I should take the chair out and take it back to the owner. They should refund. I said, you bought the chair. You bought the chair since April 17th, and now you want a refund. He said he doesn't care. He doesn't want to know that if I don't do it, he's going to deal with me. He keeps sending his friends, his family members to call me that he said he's tracking me. They started tracking me to know where I am.
Okay. Like, madam, you know what will happen? For us to manage our time properly, I think that you need to listen to what... I don't know if you can reach out to me personally. You send me a direct message. I will get your contact details and, all the necessary information to the Lagos State Police Public Relations Officer. Is going to give me information on how you will be able to liaise with him. But of course, I need him to also respond so that this issue can be dealt with as properly as possible. So you can just hang up and listen, please. Okay?
Okay.
All right, madam. All right, please.
So she said, she said the other person went to report.
Yes, didn't come to the police.
Where he probably knows somebody.
Yeah,
and I don't think that is the case. What has played out here is that a higher authority is taking over the case from Ilasan police station.
But why did he not appear? 2 occasions, that's what he said. Well, I thought that if somebody invited you, could the police have done something to make him the prompt an appearance since the invitation was given twice?
Invitation, and the person has not come to report. The next thing is to actually do everything possible to
make the person appear.
Come. Now the person has decided to keep away. I don't want to say abscond, keep away, and quickly reported at a higher place. Fine.
Okay.
I think it's even better for the lady. It's better because they are not in... They are in Ikeja, not Ilasan, where we would say that we must have fraternized with somebody. So it's the duty of this lady to actually report and let them know that this case was at Ilasan and this person refused to appear twice. So you reported does not mean you are always right. Anything could actually turn in your favor or against you.
Okay. All right. Let's just... do we have some communication from the person now?
No. I just wanted...
Go ahead.
I got her personal details. I wanted to ask.
Yes, you
communicate that.
Yeah, you get that across to me. So
okay. Bolinka on WhatsApp says, please would like to have Oga Benny's email.
Email.
Do you give out your phone number too?
No phone number. No phone number.
Okay.
No
email.
Phone number, please. Email, yes.
Then he says there are guys that break vehicle glasses in the morning when normal people are going to work.
Where?
K2 Estate Access.
Okay.
They knock on your glass. If you don't respond, they burst it. Echo Bridge 2 is another location.
Okay.
My brother suffered the same fate.
Okay.
My own personal experience, I witnessed one on Ozumba Mbadiwe. I was driving to work early in the morning in VI. And this happened to a woman. Her vehicle was just in front of mine. Oh, no. 2 vehicles or so in front of
So what happened? They broke her glass?
Yeah, they broke her glass and took the bag, whatever was inside right there. So he says, please, can you do something about it?
Okay.
I must say, I like you and you're doing a good job. Your engagement on Twitter is second to none. Boluyinka is the one who gave that feedback.
Oh, fantastic. So at least there's a credit going to SP Ben this beautiful morning.
Yes. We're on Instagram Live, by the way. People can send in questions there. Rhoda has got
on IG Live and on all other platforms live. So you get to see the athletic SP Ben in the studio with us.
With his lovely camo uniform.
Oh, yes. But bloody civilians like us don't have access.
Are you bloody?
I have blood in my veins.
Bloody
means that there's blood in my veins.
That's what you say. When you say bloody civilian, move your
bloody civilian. So
Femi from Festac says, good morning. Please, when someone's vehicle breaks down the road, area boys come to collect money from you before it can be fixed. Would you be kind enough to do something about it? This is Surulere.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm sure he's talking about the bridge. And second question, is it right for police to ask for Hackney permit and roadworthiness?
Yes. Okay. He will respond. The questions are before you, sir.
Okay. The first one, that area boys, it's not right. So reach out. See, I've seen people tell me that, but unfortunately, they don't come out to say this in the open. They say it in DM. I wish they would come out to say it in the open. Like, I was about to be robbed, and I just saw one IRS patrol vehicle passing at that moment.
Let me tell you my experience personally before you go to the second question. I was in a car with a couple of my friends as we were ascending the Third Mainland Bridge. The vehicle tire just burst. Immediately the vehicle tire burst. 3-4 boys just came from nowhere. They were nowhere before.
Absolutely.
So they just appeared from nowhere. So I don't know if they have an attachment to the bridge, actually. They just came out and came to us and said this. Only one of them behaved himself and was assisting us. As the other ones were talking, we say, no, you can't do that. The guy said, are you talking to us? We will take your tire from here and this and that. I don't know, maybe angels just became police officers. They were just coming behind us. And I said, hey, the guys just came down immediately. And those guys disappeared the way they appeared. And I told them that this one remaining here is the only good one. Do you know that the policemen stood with us? We fixed the tire. They made sure we were safe. And we drove away from there. So I have to say that we were rescued by police officers. So I'm just saying that to the credit of the police. On Third Mainland Bridge here, that was when it happened to us.
Same with me. And I was so
I'm
overjoyed.
Grateful. Yes.
I had to make sure they had some lunch.
Oh, of course. We are good people, hospitable, and such gestures.
Those boys, and when they notice that your car looks neat.
And do you know what? We had, my friend had some good money in the car.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just grateful to God that day. Where we won't take see the amount. Don't let me say it. Bros.
What was the second question?
The second question is the roadworthiness and Hackney permit.
Yeah, yes. We don't have any business asking that.
I don't understand though. Now someone stopped me. I looked at the man like this. I just had to thank God that my license papers are in order. But I still felt you can't be asking me for roadworthiness. It's not your business. If you want some cold water because you're walking in the sun, we are good people. You are our brothers. Bros.
No policeman should be demanding for that either.
They didn't demand. I can buy water for a police officer if I see that the heat of the day and I have some cold water in my car.
Mind you, if things are not adding up,
yes, sir,
and I really want to probe further because I'm suspicious, I could ask for anything.
Yes,
I could even ask for your ATM card.
I'm not going to give you that one.
No. I want to see the name on it. I'm not. If I need to prove something,
that's true. Maybe there's something not adding up.
Your ID. Okay, what do you have? I see your ATM card. The person beside you, who is the person? Your wife. Okay, you step out of the vehicle. Wife, what is his name? Everything needs to add up. And I could actually do anything
to confirm.
Just to confirm. And once it's confirmed, sometimes it's as simple as, okay, call your dad. Okay, are you his dad? Describe him. What does it look like? And once I can confirm, and you go.
Wow.
So exceptional cases like that.
I do. You don't learn now.
They learn work.
They learn no.
Babs says, "Good morning, PRO. Great job." It says, "Armed robbers raided my house sometimes in 2019. I reported to the Igondo. That's pronunciation.
Igondo, yes, I know.
Divisional police station. No, divisional police officer. He says I was surprised when they asked me to pay. Please listen, 5,000 naira to obtain a police report, and pay 100,000 naira to track the phones that the robbers stole whilst they operated. Is that in line with police procedure?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
And like I said earlier, I wish people who have challenged this thing and got the proper thing done would come out more.
So that means these things could be deterred by our information, getting it across to you people.
Yes, and refusing to
do what they want. Yes. Okay, good.
Okay, let's take a few more calls or wrap things up. Good morning. Turn off your radio. Turn off your radio, please. Good morning. Yes.
Good morning, Adu.
Yes. Good morning to you, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes. I wanted to find out if for when the police or MTD is asking for roadworthiness, is it meant for commercial vehicles or for private vehicles? We need to, they keep asking you for roadworthiness, but I know the law says that the roadworthiness is meant for cars that are used for commercial purpose. Okay, I need a clarification from the officer.
Okay.
Even your private car, if it's not roadworthy, it can cause problem for other road users.
Okay.
Yes, so I don't see why roadworthiness should be limited to
any
car that should be on the road. Any vehicle
has to be roadworthy.
Yes, because by the time you spin out of control,
other people will be at risk.
Other people.
But I want to talk about commercial, especially the yellow bus drivers. From a scale of 1 to 10, only two actually have valid licenses. I see tons of these vehicles without licenses, and they hardly ever get stopped. Is it the madness we have come to accept in Lagos, or the fact that the police feels it is overwhelming to start asking all of them for licenses? How do we deal with that?
What figure are you quoting? That's only 2
out of 10 commercial buses.
What figure are you quoting? How sure are you?
Of course, observation, empirical evidence by me. Yes.
Well, I don't know if that is the case, but even if that is the case, it's not just the responsibility of the police.
Okay.
Even the road safety too has a duty to check these things. So I know we do that, but I want to contest your figure.
Okay.
That's only 2 out of 10, because you need some of these. These documents are sequential. You need one document to get another document, and for them to even have their number plates and have some other things, they have documentation.
Number plates, yes, but the year-long validity of vehicles that one is expected to put on the screens, you're not supposed to keep that in your what is it called? You're supposed to put it up there. So when you don't have it displayed, as I have on my car and as Azu had on his car, then it means that you do not have it.
You do not have it displayed, and you are stopped and you are asked for it and you present it, you have it.
But I thought that we were told to display it. That's why they give us the one with the sticker.
Is there a law backing that?
Well, I'd have to check.
But it was convenient. Well, I don't know, but just convenient to have it seen, so nobody's disturbing.
Okay, let's go ahead.
We're almost out of time. Quick question. This one is also corroborating the Igondo police scenario. He says people who have been attacked by robbery are asked to pay at the station for the police report. So I think
Igondo police. I think you may have to. You may have to deal with that.
Or police report.
Police report. Yes.
Police report.
Yes.
Final from Twitter. Razak from Hounslow in London. Wow.
Razak has a trillion statements.
It's the same one he just asked me.
Okay, go ahead.
It says, I'm forwarding 2 questions about police killing in Lagos. It says, LA man stabbed to death by a police officer demanding bribe at Mayor Command.
And what again?
It says, last year, is there anything the police is doing about justice for the person's family? I think the name of the man is LA, or I'm not sure if that's the name of the area. Is that the name of the area?
LA, you said?
Yes.
If LA is an area, I think that should be in Ibadan.
No,
but
there's Mayor Command.
Mayor is
in Lagos.
Yeah, so that means the name of the person is LA, I guess. Stabbed to death by a police officer demanding bribe at Mayor Command last year. Maybe, I don't know, you were not PRO then, but perhaps you're around.
But even at that, there are always handover notes, indicating certain things that I believe the person who takes over should know.
Yes, in the same, a young boy, Mubarak, was also shot by police, and the body is still in the morgue at Yaba Mainland Hospital. Is there anything the police is doing to reach out to the family to let them have their boy for burial? Mubarak's mother is blind, I think, and bereaved. The family has been abandoned since last year, November.
You see, it's the same thing I talked about earlier. Somebody comes. In fact, some people prefer to talk to journalists. Like, they have not released our family's body, or they've not released it. No. Go to the police station and request for the body.
Okay.
Just yesterday, somebody called me and said, please, we want to take the body of our relative that drowned. There was a boat incident at Ikorodu 2 days ago. And I said, okay, fine. This one is under the jurisdiction of Marine Police.
Yeah.
Go to Marine Police headquarters in Ikoyi, Awolowo Way, Ikoyi, there and do the necessary paperwork, fill the necessary forms, and they'll give you the cops. And he did, and they released the cops.
Do you not think that the Lagos public appears to be not sensitized enough about the respective divisions? Now, you've talked about a commissioner of police for railway, for maritime, and all that. Do you not think that the police need to step up its information dissemination, team, such that the average Lagosian is able to, at a stop of the button, maybe some collaboration with, mobile service providers where you could have prompts about this? Because if we're talking about the digital space, we need to actually inundate it with healthy information so that somebody is on the average sensitized or has a knowledge about those things.
We don't want information overload. There's actually something.
How do we determine information overload?
So reach out to any police officer and they'll point you in the right direction. So somebody called me yesterday. I said, okay, just go to Marine Police. Oh, he said, I didn't know there was a Marine Police. Oh, thank you. And I went there, filled the necessary forms, and they released their cops.
Oh, okay.
So for this woman too, I can bet that she has never made any attempt to request.
Okay, before coming on air to talk about it.
So go there, request, then come back to let us know that we requested and they
denied us.
Yes.
Okay, how do we do it now?
Well, we've come to the point where we have to let him go because he has a lot to handle. But I wish that this uniform that you're wearing, we could have a bloody civilian version. Me and Mr. Kunnu can.
They say when soap they for when leaf
when you don't
put
it
leaf for soap. So we are pseudo police officers.
Let me quickly say something. I've been here for at least
over an hour,
and I have already 20 missed calls. So I just want to apologize to people out there who might say, "Oh, I called him, he did not answer his phone." I could be doing something like this.
So obviously.
But obviously, I'll call back once I'm out of the studio.
All right. Let me say a very big thank you to SP Ben Hundeyin for sparing time. For those of you who are for those of you who have been following me, that is SP Hundeyin. You just look at him over there. For many of you who have been with me on Facebook Live, that's the man we've been speaking with. Yeah. And also the team is not just me, many other one, and even the bespectacled one that is refusing to smile. They are all part of the team. And of course, my human here, Adu, is actually also here with me. Let me say thank you very much, everybody, for being a part of the show. I know that we'll be back without doubt on Sunday. God bless Nigeria. And I'd like you to know that look in the mirror. Do you like who you see? Have a wonderful morning.